So, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Neil Morgan. I'm from the Hartree Centre in the UK, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit this afternoon, just briefly, about some of the work that we're doing at the Hartree Centre in collaboration with IBM Research, particularly looking at how we can support UK industry to adopt smarter innovation at scale. So the Hartree Centre is actually part of the Science and Technology Facilities Council within the UK. That's one of the 7 research councils, and that's responsible for providing large-scale scientific facilities which include synchrotron, etc. And we also have expertise in HPC, spanning a number of years at our site in Daresbury. So the evolution of the Hartree Centre actually comes about from the Tildesley report, which was published in 2011. So this report actually pointed out that in order to enable economic impact within the UK, we needed to make an investment into e-infrastructure. So we got our first initial tranche of funding in 2012 to set the centre up, and this was used predominantly to support UK industry and to undertake industrial engagement around software modelling and simulation. And that was quite successful. So following that, we got some further funding in 2014, and this was to expand the programme of work at the Hartree Centre, particularly with a focus on energy efficient computer and big data analytics. So we're quite unusual in the UK in terms of the range of machines and hardware that we actually have at the centre. So we've got a number of quite novel pieces of hardware which we use for our energy efficient computing programme, looking at things like energy aware scheduling, etc. And then, most pertinent to today, we got a third tranche of funding in 2015, and this was to enable a 5-year collaboration with IBM Research, particularly around data-centric computing and cognitive computing. Picking up on something that someone said earlier, one of the things that we noticed at Hartree, one of the key drivers for us is obviously the ending of Moore's law as an economic model, and we realised that optimisation of workflow and big data analytics, data-centric computing was obviously key to driving real value within industry within the UK. So we've got that extended programme which is up and running now, and we're very pleased to be able to say that IBM is actually founding the first research centre in the UK, and they'll be co-located with us and working at Daresbury, so that's quite an exciting development for us. So in terms of the mission for the centre, this is the Hartree Centre's mission: to transform UK competitiveness by facilitating and accelerating the adoption of data-centric computing and cognitive technologies, and HPC is included in there, and we're doing that through obviously collaboration not just with IBM but with other partners, looking at driving research and innovation, picking up on those motivating problems that industry brings to us, to develop prototypes, to deploy those prototypes and test their validity and capability. But ultimately our mission is to drive better products and services delivered faster and cheaper for the benefit of the UK economy. So in terms of our services then, we obviously do quite a bit of collaborative work, as I've already mentioned. Over the last 4 years, we've done 120 collaborative projects with a range of companies from different industries, people like Rolls-Royce, Unilever, Red Bull Racing. And we're looking to expand that now through the work that we're doing in terms of cognitive computing and machine learning, using the Power 8 platforms. We've got real expertise in software and algorithms, and this comes through the work that we've done as part of the scientific computing department. So STFC has quite a strong scientific computing department. We work to optimise our clients' code, but also we have our own codes that we've developed in-house. We also provide training and skills. So one of the key things that the Hartree Centre does is run an annual summer school. So traditionally over the last number of years we've done that over 3 days, and that's had a focus on HPC, big data analytics and visualization. But our plan for next year is actually to put in place an extra day which will start to look at cognitive computing and machine learning. So looking to build on what we've already done. We also provide platform as a service through what we call our Encore service, and this is where we've done collaborative work with clients, but they'd still like to have access to our systems within the Hartree Centre, so we can provide that through the Encore service. But as part of the next generation R&D work that we're doing, we're starting to look at HPC in the cloud and how we can build an integrated framework, so that will be an evolution from where we are now in terms of our current service offering. And perhaps key to the work that we're doing and the real focus for the next 5 years, as I say, is this R&D piece around proof of technology. So leveraging the capabilities of the power stack and providing real benefit for UK industry, as I say, and helping them to solve their problems, working collaboratively to do that. So in terms of our people, between scientific computing department within STFC and the Hartree Centre, we have approximately 160 engineers with expertise in computational fluid dynamics, chemistry, engineering. We work in life sciences, quite a broad range, all the things that you would expect from an HPC centre. In terms of our projects, I've already mentioned that we've done 120 projects over the last number of years, working in different areas, engineering and manufacturing. Environment is a big one for us. We work very closely with the Met Office in the UK, and we spent quite a bit of time helping the Met Office to improve the unified model, which is the key weather model that's used within the UK. That's over 1 million lines of code, so it's really complicated. But we're also investing time and effort to develop new models, more portable models, more sustainable models. So we've committed resource and expertise to support the development of something called a cyclone weather model. Obviously, we do a range of projects in other areas as well, and our case studies are actually available on the website. So if you're interested in finding out more about the work that we do at the Hartree Centre, if you Google Hartree Centre case studies, you'll find more detail on the work that we actually do. So, building on the R&D piece that we're doing at the moment within the Hartree Centre, one of the things we realised as we evolved from the Blue G&Q technology into Power 8 was that Power 8 is obviously much more flexible and helps us to refine and improve the workflows for particular problems that we have. And one of the things that we're trying to achieve is integrated data analytics and modelling and simulation platforms. So one of the things we couldn't really do with the Blue G&Q generation of hardware was, as I say, have that flexibility and deploy things like Spark and Hadoop, but we can do that now with Power 8, and what we're hoping to do is drive and close the loop between experiment and computation. So our thinking there is, and we've got several projects that are running at the moment, particularly looking at computer-aided formulation, so how we can include machine learning in there as well to automate the parameterization process, which obviously helps to drive reduce time to solution and get us to optimal solutions more quickly. So my colleagues within IBM Research and at the Hartree Centre have actually developed this model in terms of different types of workflow and different solutions. And traditionally, you can see you've got LinPack down here, which is very compute-centric and has high spatial data locality. But the reality is for us in HPC, and the challenge we face is that workloads don't reside here anymore. Workflows spread across the whole spread of data-centric to compute-centric, floating point operations to integer operations, and low to high spatial data locality. So what we need to do is find a way to generate new workflows that removes the current manual process, if you like. We want to automate, use machine learning and cognitive computing to make this a much more automated process. Oops. Okay. So in terms of the systems that we've got at the Hartree Centre, we've got a range of hardware. We've got 2 Power 8 systems on site now. The Panther system that you can see here is 32 nodes of Power 8. That's twin K80 GPUs. It's got 57 terabytes of CAPI flash memory. That was installed in December of last year, and we've been running on that for a while now. Our latest machine, which only arrived last week, which we're really excited about, is Paragon, the top machine here. Latest Power 8 generation has dual Tesla P100 GPUs and includes NVLink as well. We also have a a previous generation BlueGene-Q, the B-gas with active storage, flash memory, 36,000 cores, half a petaflop. We have Blue Wonder, our next scale machine, approximately 8,000 cores, and a data analytics cluster. And as well as those machines, as I mentioned earlier, we have a range of emerging technologies. So we're looking at FPGAs and how we can leverage FPGAs for some of our workflows and some of the problems we're dealing with. Data flow computing as an example. We have Intel Xeon Phi, and we also have an ARM64 system, which has just been instituted within the centre. So a range of architectures that we're using to benchmark and testbed with. So just to summarise then, basically at the moment we've got a research programme with IBM looking at life sciences, science, engineering and manufacturing and chemistry, spanning 4 areas but supported by enabling technology. And the enabling technology piece is really the driver and the engine for the other areas, helping to realise the best solutions for the problems within these areas. And it's really focused on large-scale machine learning, algorithms, visualization, HPC in the cloud, and ease of access is a key one. So we're looking to develop iPad applications to allow people to do remote visualization, and including things like uncertainty quantification as well. This is obviously very important for our engineering clients. So, thank you very much.